How's it going, guys? Coach JG here, and today I'm going over the floss bands. These ones specifically I have are Rogue Fitness Mobility WOD bands, so they're really old. The Kelly Starrett renamed the company now. It's Ready State, not Mobility WOD. But floss bands in general, there's tons of different companies that make floss bands. Tons of companies that make floss bands, and they're all basically the same thing. So floss bands are just really stretchy rubber bands that you're gonna wrap around certain parts of your body. So I use these fairly often, especially during a tough training cycle. Like they're basically a recovery tool, and I use them as a support tool. So essentially, with the flossing, you're wrapping the bands around certain body parts. The ones that you can really get them on are forearms, arms, thighs, calves. Those are basically the areas that you can roll. People roll their or wrap their feet as well. Feet can also be wrapped. And the flossing is you're moving. You move. So if I wrap my arm, I'm gonna move my wrist around, move that joint. Maybe I'm moving the elbow, and you create some grating and some tension in there. And then when you take the floss bands off, generally the range of motion is increased. Any pain or soreness that you had is increased. So I use it a lot for hamstrings, and it does make a big difference. So it's something you would use after your warm up, or probably wear during your warm up. Move around, mobilize a little bit, take off after you're done warming up, and your session and your work sets are going to feel a lot better. So for the investment that you make, I think these are great. They're small little rubber bands. They're obviously never going to wear out, other than the writing and the lettering on there has worn out a little bit over the years. I've had these for about, I think, 4 or 5 years. I've had these for a while, and I pull them out every now and then. The big thing for me is if I have, so that's just talking about soreness or pain. The big thing for me is if I feel I have a muscle strain, so I'm coming back from a strain, or if I'm cramping. Cramping is a big one for me. I probably drink too much coffee, not enough water, and cramping is something I battle with, especially during tough times of training. So the number one area for me is my hamstrings. I can feel my if I'm doing deadlifts or if I'm doing squats, I squat really wide, and I can feel if my hamstring is pulled. I've strained my hamstring tons of times, and I can feel my hamstring straining, especially if I'm dehydrated and crap, my hamstring is about to go. I'm always wearing my compression, right? I'm either wearing my my metal powerlifting gear or my 2XU compression tights, whatever it is. But that extra layer of compression that I get out of these floss bands makes a huge difference. So I'll use these to wrap my hamstrings lightly. You're not wrapping super tight. I'm wrapping them just enough that they stay in there, and doing my squats with them. And I feel that additional layer of support. It's almost like having I can't say how many pairs of compression pants, but it's like having a few more layers of that compression, or similar to my powerlifting gear. It's like having that compression that I'm getting through my thighs, pushing that into one specific area, and it makes a big difference. So if you're somebody who is dealing with a strain, or you battle cramps are a big one, these are great for giving you support. Obviously you got to rehydrate and deal with the underlying issue, but there's been times where I have to say, you know what, I have to stop here because I'm going to pull my hamstring. Whereas the times that I've had my bands with me and I've used my bands, I've said, let me throw my floss bands and get through this session, and it's going to go well. Like I said, they don't really wear out, but they get sweaty, they get smelly. So it's good to hang them out, let them dry after you're done training. For me especially, I know they get kind of sweaty, they get kind of smelly. And they work really easily. The biggest thing for these is the ease of use. So you can use them for the flossing and just get more range of motion in your sessions and more range of motion out of your body, or you can use them kind of as a rehab and as a protective tool. But the flossing, as the drill is called, works really easily. So floss bands, Mobility WOD, Elite FTS makes floss bands. Who else? I think Gorilla Fitness makes floss bands. Wherever you're getting whoever you're getting your equipment from, they probably make floss bands, and I think they're a useful tool. So get out, use them, have a little something extra that's gonna cause you to not miss training sessions. I'll catch you guys later. Vej Athletics.